services programs, which I will go into detail now. State delays in payments to Mendocino County for departments affected are anticipated and remain in effect. It was taken into account by our auditor controller for our transbarring at the beginning of the year. And on a local level, due to the global credit crisis, Mendocino County, at the time that I did this report, was going to be able to face the inability to liquidate maturing investments, which would generate needed cash flow. We did have a temporary request from departments to just review some holding back of cash needs, anticipating trying to conserve as much cash flow as possible for meeting Prop 98 payments to schools and special districts. Since then, we have been able to conserve some of our cash requirements, and without these maturing investments having to be liquidated, we have basically relaxed those requests for temporary restraining of cash and cash needed, and I've been issuing all of the checks issued to vendors, as well as voluntary requests for travel reimbursements to employees. However, the bailout bill has been passed by the House, and economists feel that this should relieve the freeze on credit markets soon, which would enable the county to liquidate maturing investments. And we've already seen signs of that since I have put this in the report. However, it's not over. Back in the proposed budget in the May revised, the governor had included some of the following items that did not happen in the final budget, and I've listed those before you in the summary. I won't go into detail on those. You can read those. So now I will go forward with the summary of the related impacts to Mendocino County due to the enactment of the state budget. Under general government finance, the library, the State Budget Act appropriation for the transitional-based reimbursement program was reduced by $1.4 million. The impact to Mendocino County and our local library is approximately $35,000, and it was budgeted at proposed budget. Redevelopment, in the area of redevelopment, the budget includes a one-time $350 million ERAF shift in property taxes from redevelopment agencies. The impact to Mendocino County is approximately $31,000. However, Ukiah, Fort Bragg, and Willits redevelopment agencies will shift property tax increments in a total of approximately $360,000. And please stop me if you have any questions as I go along.
You skipped over the mandated cost there, where it says that the state owes Mendocino County $3 million in mandated costs.
I purposely did that, but I just because I was trying to, for time reasons, but okay. I can go through each one of them. But I can say that.
Well, I'm just saying, is there, do they recognize that? Is that something, are we going to expect a future payment, or can we write that off, or what's, you know?
As of right now, the statute requires to basically pay back mandates that have been suspended and are reimbursable by the state within 15 years. But as of 2008-09 budget, as in the last 3 years, these payments back to counties will still remain suspended. So there's no anticipation of reimbursements on these mandates at this time.
Jennifer, Supervisor Smith.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Jennifer, backing up under the budgetary actions that were originally proposed by the state that did not occur, to the last one listed, the forensic laboratory fees, I believe that was going to be a cost to Mendocino County of over $300,000, or roughly speaking,
yes,
$340, something like that. So back us into the budget, our internal budgetary process. Was that action budgeted, or did we back anything out? Did we ever take any action on that, or where do we need to do anything to reconcile our internal process with what happened at the state level, these things you've delineated?
No. There was discussion between the proposed and the final budget about this this action for the forensic laboratory fees, but to my knowledge, the sheriff did not budget for the reduction of this charge to local agencies for this fee.
Okay, so we don't need to make any
There's
adjustments.
no action that I know of to be taken.
Okay. And on a similar note, moving on to the general government finance, so the library amount that you're referencing here, that if the amount that affects Mendocino County, approximately 35,000. When you say but it is budgeted, do you mean that we reduced the library budget by 35,000, or we backfilled it out of the county general fund for 35 to make up the difference?
We actually budgeted, they're both, basically. There's a general fund contribution that goes into the library, but we anticipated this reduction in from the state budget, and our librarian is actually been backfilling this with fund balance carryover from the previous year.
Okay. So we didn't use additional general fund dollars to the tune of 35,000
No.
to do that?
No, we didn't.
So can you explain a little what the fund balance carryover, how that fits into this scenario here?
Well, basically, from the year before, we had some funds that were in this budget unit that basically helps, and also there's some additional endowment interest that is also carried forward in a separate fund, and we basically anticipated this cut by using some of this fund balance from the previous year to anticipate